They screaming peace when there ain't no peace. Israel prophesying in the streets. Look at me, the center of attention. Black Messiah coming with a vision. Coming with a vision.
What's up, my man? How you doing? You good? Hey, listen to this real quick. This is what's happening. Read that again.
Deuteronomy chapter 11 and verse 26.
Hey, what's your name? My name is Ariel. Check this out.
Deuteronomy chapter 11 and verse 26. Behold, I set before you this day a blessing and a curse.
He say, I set before you. Now the you, the context, he talking to the Israelites.
That's right.
Okay? He talking to the children of Israelites. He say, I set before you a blessing and a curse. What are you talking about? He gonna explain it. Read on.
A blessing if ye obey the commandments of the Lord your God.
He says a blessing if you obey what?
Lord.
Hold on, read it again. Read it again. I gotta get you to right. I got you to we gotta interact, bro. Interact with me. Read that.
A blessing if ye obey the commandments of the Lord your God.
So a blessing if you do what? Obey the commandments of the Lord your God. Now watch this.
Which I command you this day, and a curse.
And a curse.
If ye will not obey the commandments of the Lord your God.
So let's see. We got a stipulation from the Lord, right? He says the Israelites right here on this sign, which make up the American blacks, right? That's us. He said if you obey God and his commandments, I'ma bless you. But if you disobey God, I'ma curse you. Now, I'm going to ask you, keep it real with me. Do you think us, the Israelites, us as a people, do you think we blessed right now or are we cursed?
I feel both.
You feel both? Explain to me what you mean, bro.
I say we are blessed because I'm here. I feel blessed already.
You feel blessed because you're alive?
I'm not in bondage, physical bondage.
Okay. Right. Now let me ask you something. Don't you do you believe that the circumstances that you live in, right, are a result of the bondage that we was in? The bondage that we was in, right? Like slavery, chains around our neck, all of that. That's the reason why we act the way we act today. You ever heard the term field nigga? Or house nigga? What does that mean? You got a division between your own race. You don't know how to unify because I think, because I'm light-skinned, I'm better than the dark-skinned one. Or because I got a higher-paying job and I'm better than you because you got a lower-paying job. Instead of us coming together as one and making money together, right? So that's what I'm saying. Our condition in bondage leads us to the circumstances that we're in today. So guess what? Not only are we in spiritual bondage, if that's what you want to call it, we are in physical bondage too. Because what is physical bondage? Like having chains around your neck, right? Who fill the jailhouses? Us, right? We still in physical bondage to this day. They call it like, it's like the prison pipeline, right? It's a systematic thing where they got it set up to we already got it figured out. We're going to put them in the hood, right? Then we're going to put a liquor store right across the street. We're going to get them drunk. Then we're going to give them guns. They're going to shoot each other. Then we're going to take them to jail. We're going to put them in physical bondage. Let's not even think that deep about it. What about your job? At your job, right? Who do the hardest work at the job? Us, ain't it? That's who back hurting when they come home. Who feet hurt? Us, right? And we always working for the other man, ain't it? But something is wrong with that. Because guess what God said about Israel? Israel is supposed to be the chosen people, but somehow we doing all the dirty work. What's going on? Give me Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6. This is what God say about Israel. Look what he say.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God has chosen thee.
Okay, he talking to Israel still. The Lord thy God have chosen you, Israel. Go ahead.
To be a special people unto himself.
Okay, go ahead.
Above all people.
Do what?
Above all people.
Now I got a question for you. Does God believe in equality?
sound of it.
Now, you exactly right. Because guess what? We reading God's word. Now, if somebody tell you God love everybody, that's just their mouth. But when you read what God say, that's the truth. Read it again. That one part.
The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
He said the whole earth, bruh. I chose these people to be above everybody. But why we at the bottom of everybody? Because the reality, we at the bottom. Look at the trash, bruh. Somebody could have picked that up. Somebody could have cut the grass. Somebody could fix these potholes. But we at the bottom of everything. Why? Go to Deuteronomy chapter 28. Give me that one where it says, yeah, read that. Deuteronomy chapter 28. I'm going to show you something. What we're reading is talking about Israel having a covenant with God. And what we have is the blessing or the curse. If we obey, we get the blessing. If we disobey, we get the curse, right? We've been disobeying. So look what he said.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 in verse 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low.
Now read that again.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 43. The stranger.
Okay, the stranger. What that mean? Who is the stranger? Watch this. Hold that, go to Deuteronomy 1 and 1. The stranger is anybody that's not an Israelite. Anybody that's not an Israelite is a stranger. Who is God talking to? Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 1 in verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
Go back. Who he talking to? All Israel. He ain't talking to everybody. Now look what he say right here.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 43. The stranger, anybody that's not an Israelite, go ahead, that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low.
Okay, you from around here? Who own that store right there? Is it us, our people, black people? What about that store?
Bring it out.
Black people don't own that? What about that store? Well, I don't know. No, a haircut, where they get cuts at, the barbershop. Blacks own that, but who they paying it to? Who they paying for rent? They leasing it, right? Most likely to the white man, right? Now watch this. All of these people are strangers. They strangers to the children of Israel. But they've gotten up above us very high. And we go to their store and they get rich off of us. And we come down very low. But why? Because we disobey God's commandments. That's the answer. I know what you want to do. You want to say, let's come together. Let's come together, put our money together and all of that right there. But that ain't gonna never work. You know why? Because as long as you disobeying God and trying to do good, He won't allow it. The only way for us to get the blessings is to do what? Obey the commandments. Our people, we had Black Wall Street, didn't it? You ever heard of that? Well, we had our own dentists, we had our own doctors, our own banks, libraries. But where is it at today, though? They dropped a bomb on it. They sent planes and dropped bombs on the city and set it on fire. Why did God allow that to happen? Because all that money we was making, we still weren't keeping the commandments. You understand that? So this is the solution for our people. Keep God's commandments. You understand? Let me show y'all some commandments. So we know that the Sabbath day is today. Did you know that? The Sabbath day. The Sabbath day. You ever heard of that? Okay, that's a commandment you need to know, right? Read it for the brother. I know y'all done heard it, but we're gonna read it for the brother again. Read that.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
Now, you ever been to church before? Okay, now this is in the 10 commandments. Like the 10, they have it like right down on the wall in church. You know what I'm saying? It say remember the Sabbath day. This is the 4th one. That's crazy. We done been to church all our life and it just went over our head. We ain't know. When it come to God, laws and commandments, for some reason it just go right over our head. Because society has taught us to not obey God's commandments. You see that? Read that again.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
The 7th day. That's today. So Sunday is your first day of the week, right? When you look at a calendar, right? The first day you're going to see is Sunday from left to right. Sunday the first day, and then the Saturday is the 7th day. That's today. God calls that the Sabbath day. He said that's the day you're supposed to keep holy. That's the day that you're supposed to do your worship. That's the day that you're supposed to come together and serve the Lord, right? But guess what? Ain't nobody doing it. Ain't nobody keeping the Sabbath day holy. And as a result, that's called sin. And because we sin, we get the curses. You understand that? So God, right now, the Most High and the angels, they keeping the Sabbath day with us right now. So if you keep it tomorrow, you done missed it. Actually, what you're doing is you're serving another God. That's a whole nother God's day. Because they call it what? They call it Sunday. When you read in Genesis, right? In the beginning, God said, I named the days of the week. The first day, the second day, the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, right? He ain't saying nothing about no Sunday. Sunday came from man when they decided to worship the sun. And when they did that, our people started to follow the heathen, okay? And when we followed the heathen, we ended up sinning.
We used to scream black power while Heron was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.